Heartbreak isn't just an emotional wound, it feels physical, like you've lost a piece of yourself. Whether it ended suddenly or slowly fell apart, the pain can be overwhelming. You replay the memories. Question what went wrong. Wonder if you'll ever feel okay again. But healing isn't about forgetting someone. It's about remembering you. This video isn't just about moving on. It's about rebuilding your sense of self. Taking small, powerful steps to find peace, confidence, and connection again on your own terms. You won't heal overnight, but you can heal. And here's how. Part 1. Let yourself feel everything. The first step to healing a broken heart isn't moving on. It's allowing yourself to fall apart a little. And that's okay. We live in a world that rushes pain. Just distract yourself. You'll find someone better. Get over it. But your heart doesn't work on shortcuts. What you're feeling right now is not weakness. It's proof you loved deeply. Grief is just love's echo. Let yourself feel it. Cry if you need to. Scream into a pillow. Sit in silence and let the ache wash over you. There's no dignity in pretending you're fine when you're not. Bottling it up only drags the pain into your future. Feeling it fully and honestly is what lets it pass. You might feel like you're unraveling. One moment you're sad, the next you're angry, then numb. That's normal. Your mind is trying to understand what your heart already knows, that something ended, you didn't get a say in it. And maybe you're questioning everything. Was any of it real? Did I mess it up? Could I have done more? That's part of grief too. It's your brain scrambling for control, trying to rewrite the past so the present hurts less. But you don't have to solve it all today. Your only job right now is to feel, put the phone down. Get off their page. Stop pretending you're okay for the world. Let the feelings rise and crash. They won't drown you. They'll cleanse you. You loved, you lost. You're human. There is no shame in this. Healing doesn't begin when you move on. Healing begins when you stop running from what hurts. And today, that's enough. Part 2. Cut contact. One of the hardest, but most necessary steps in healing a broken heart is cutting contact. It feels cruel at first, like you're erasing someone who meant the world to you. But you're not doing it out of hate. You're doing it to protect your healing. Because as long as you're checking their profile, rereading old messages, keeping the door cracked open just in case you're not moving forward, you're standing still, hoping for a version of closure that probably won't come the way you want it to. Every message, every just checking in, every digital breadcrumb reopens the wound. It restarts the loop. And you deserve peace, not the constant replay of what could have been. So take space and follow them. Mute their updates. Resist the urge to send that. How have you been? Text at midnight. You're not weak for missing them, but you are strong for choosing yourself in the aftermath. Because here's what no one tells you. Distance is not coldness. It's clarity. Space allows your heart to reset, to breathe without the noise of false hope or emotional whiplash. If it's meant to reconnect in the future, it won't be because you hovered. It'll be because you both healed, separately and fully. If not, you'll be okay. It's better than okay. This isn't about punishing them or pretending they never mattered. It's about giving yourself the silence you need to actually move forward, not just fake it for show. So take a deep breath. Step back. Unplug from the source of the pain so you can finally start feeling something different. Not bitterness, not confusion, dust, peace. Part 3. Stop idealizing the past. One of the biggest obstacles to healing is this. Wait. We don't just miss the person. We miss the idea of what we thought we had. And so we replay only the best parts. The late night conversations, the little inside jokes, the way they smiled at you that one time and made you feel like the only person in the world. Our minds loop the highlight reel and skip the scenes that cracked us slowly. But here's the truth. If it was perfect, it wouldn't have ended. There were things that didn't work, patterns you ignored, parts of you that shrank just to keep the peace. And until you face that, honestly, your heart will stay stuck chasing a version of love that only existed in memory, not reality. Idealizing the past turns your healing into a fantasy trap. It makes you think you're walking away from something flawless when really you were walking on eggshells, or waiting to feel chosen, or losing yourself little by little just to be enough. So take the nostalgia, but add context. Remember the warmth, but also the silence, the excitement and the confusion, the love and the parts that made. You feel alone even when you were together, because when you stop romanticizing what was, you finally start seeing it for what it truly was. Not a failure, but a chapter that taught you something. About love, about limits, about what you will and won't settle for moving forward. It's okay to miss them, but don't let the edited version of the past stop you from living. Fully in the present, healing begins when the truth feels safer than the fantasy. And you are allowed to choose the truth even if it hurts, because that's where your freedom starts. Part 4. Rebuild. Your routine. Heartbreak makes the world feel blurry. Days blend together. You lose track of time, of hunger, of joy. It feels like nothing matters. So everything slips. That's why one of the most powerful steps you can take, even if it feels small, is rebuilding your routine. Because structure creates stability, and stability creates safety. When everything inside feels chaotic, your outside world needs to give you something to hold on to. Start simple. Wake up at the same time every day, even if you didn't sleep well. Make your bed. Take a shower. Step outside for 5 minutes of sunlight. Eat a real meal, even if you don't feel hungry. These aren't just tasks, they're anchors. They remind your brain and body you are still here, and you still matter. And as you get a rhythm going, add something that lifts you even slightly. A short workout, a walk with music, journaling, reading a chapter, showing up to work, or class even when you don't feel like it. You don't need to feel motivated. You need to feel momentum. And that starts by doing one thing, then another, until slowly you start to feel like yourself again, not the version of you that loved them, not the version that's hurting now, but a new version, one that's healing, stronger, more grounded, more you. You won't rebuild everything in a day, and that's okay. But every small action is a brick. And brick by brick, your life becomes yours again. Even when your heart is shattered, your steps can still be steady. Asterisk, Part 5. Talk it out, but with the right people. When your heart breaks, silence can feel safe. Like no one will really get it. Like talking will make it worse. Like you're just burdening people with your pain. But bottling it all up, that's not strength. That's self-isolation wearing a mask. You need to talk. You need to hear yourself say the words out loud, not just think them in circles. You need to feel seen, understood, reassured that you're not crazy for hurting over someone who's no longer there. But here's the key. You have to talk to the right people, not the ones who say, just move on. Not the ones who add fuel to your anger or make you question your worth. Talk to the friends who listen without fixing, who hold space without rushing, who remind you of your strength without pretending the pain isn't real. Sometimes healing means saying the same story 10 different times until it stops stinging. And the right people will let you, without judgment, without timelines. Just love and presence. And if you don't feel like you have those people, write it down. Speak to a therapist. Record a voice memo for yourself. Healing doesn't always need an audience, it just needs air. It needs your truth spoken clearly and safely, because when pain is left unspoken, it grows. But when you bring it into the light, it softens. It begins to lose power over you, so don't suffer in silence. You don't need to be strong by pretending you're fine. Be real, be honest, be human, and find someone who can meet you in that space, not to fix you, but just to remind you, you're not alone in this. Part 6. Rediscover who you are without them. One of the most disorienting parts of heartbreak is that you don't just lose the relationship, you lose the version of you that existed inside it. You start asking, who am I without them? Without our routines? Without the roles we played? That question can feel terrifying, but it's also your invitation to rebuild. Because the truth is, relationships can blur your identity. You compromise, adapt, accommodate. And sometimes, without even realizing it, you shrink. You forget the parts of yourself that had nothing to do with them. Now is the time to reclaim that. Think back to the version of you that existed before they entered your life. What did you love? What lit you up? What dreams were you chasing? Even if you're not that exact person anymore, the core of them is still inside you, waiting to be remembered. Pick up old hobbies. Try something new. Go places alone, right? Paint, cook, dance, learn, travel, sit with your thoughts. Discover what you actually want without running it through someone else's approval filter. This is where the shift happens, when the focus turns from how do I get over them to who am I becoming now. It's not about proving anything. It's not about showing them you're fine. It's about coming home to yourself, piece by piece. Because healing isn't just moving on, it's rising up. It's becoming a version of you that's not just whole without them, but more you than you've ever been. You haven't lost everything. You've lost something. And now you get to build someone who chooses themselves every single time. Part 7. Forgive for your own peace. Forgiveness isn't about them. It's not about letting someone off the hook, pretending what happened was okay, or inviting them back into your life. It's about something far more important, your peace. Because carrying anger, resentment, or the constant replay of how they hurt you, it doesn't punish them, it punishes you. It keeps you tied to a chapter that's already closed. It keeps your heart stuck in a story that deserves to end. Forgiveness is how you let go of that weight. And no, it doesn't mean you weren't wronged. It doesn't mean you have to be okay with it. It just means you're done letting it define you. You're choosing to stop drinking the poison of bitterness, hoping it hurts someone else. Sometimes, forgiveness means saying, you hurt me, but I won't carry that hurt forever. I deserved better. I'm giving that to myself now. I release this not because you asked, but because I no longer want to suffer. And sometimes the person you need to forgive is you, for the times you ignored red flags, for giving more than you received, for staying too long or for being too hard on yourself when it all ended. You're human. You were learning. And healing doesn't require perfection, just willingness. Forgiveness is not a one-time moment. It's a practice. Some days the anger might resurface. That's okay. You forgive again, till it no longer owns space in your chest. You forgive not to fix the past, but to free your future, because the pain already happened. You don't have to relive it every day. Let it go. Let yourself go, and step forward lighter.